Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Good morning, everyone. Happy first week of November. For anybody wondering, in our chat, we do not do the normal N. We do nonstop Nut November here, so please keep that in mind. Collect all your nuts. Get all those nuts. Yeah, goodies. That's what we're doing first. I'm gonna be doing a recap of DreamHack and showing you guys what I got, talking about my experience this year, because it was very different compared to last year, thankfully. So, I'm happy to say that. So first off, we're going to do that. I'm going to show you guys what I got, what trades I got, what things I bought, and positives and negatives from the con, just to give you guys, like, the real world peek behind being an artist at a convention. So yeah. Different in a good way, I could assume. Yes, it was very much a very good change, and I'm very happy with how the con went. There was a couple things that I do have gripes with, but I feel like any live event, there's going to be something like that, but we'll go over that. So first off, for anybody that does not remember, DreamHack Atlanta 2024 was an abysmal year for me. I did not make back table. I did not make back parking. So, it was a bust for me, and I'm a local, so I can only assume that anybody that traveled out of state did not do well. And from the videos and stuff that we saw online in general, that was pretty much the sentiment. Now, I don't know about all the other artists this year, but I can say that I intook over 3 times the amount of money I intook last year. So that on top of my table being half the cost it was last year, really did help. So, I did pretty well. I sold out of a couple things, which I'm happy about. We're going to have to design a new Doki and Mint keychain. I've decided I'm going to do, instead of individual keychains, we're going to have Doki and Mint be like a little couple keychain. Because most everybody bought Doki and Mint together, so... yeah, I wonder what it was last year. So there's a few factors I believe played into last year's issues. So one was placement. They had us over in a corner where nobody had to go through our area, versus this year where we were in a big traffic flow to go to one side of the convention to the other. And we were near the kick booth, which, depending on your feelings of kick, you may be like, oh, well, that's not great, but it brought a lot of foot traffic, like, legitimately. So we were all over there. So there's a lot more foot traffic for that. Also, we didn't have a hurricane ravaging the state below us right before the convention and during the convention, because a lot of con-goers do come from Florida, and, that is a big factor. But that, along with the table cost being $600 versus this year being $300, like, yeah, it was a big difference. So, like, they listened to our feedback, we got moved, they didn't charge as much for tables, and, yeah. Hello, Alpha! But one of the things I think made it better for me, because you guys know, as a VTuber, I do a lot of VTuber merch, and I know and like to talk to people about VTubing and VTubers in general. But last year, there was no VTuber presence at the con, versus this year, we actually had Hololive there, so, that helps. Ursula201, thank you so much for the follow, welcome on in! And, I think that was a... let me let that go. That was a big reason why I think, I did so well, because I had a lot of VTuber merch. Oh, I don't have stuff turned on for throwing stuff right now, Ursula, I'm sorry. I meant to turn stuff off, but, redeems are kind of not active right now, just because I'm doing a recap for a convention. So, but yeah. For anybody, that, like, you go to conventions that are for your niche that you like, and I really like, VTubers And last year I had taken the plunge and got like a lot of VTuber keychains and stuff made, and there were very few VTuber fans there, which, yeah, did not help. Did not help my sales. Versus this year, like I said, I sold out of my Mint and Doki keychains, I sold a good bit of my Doki prints, and I sold several Fuwamoko keychains and several of the Ian Boys keychains from Hololive as well, so yay. And also Gummy Goo. The Gummy Goo crew was very popular, but as was the Deltarune stuff, as was my dragons and stuff like that. So there, you know, like, it was a better fan base because of the VTubers coming in for the stuff that I had. So I do think that was a reason that I did better. That being said, one of the congoers was very nice and gave me the Ina Hollow that I had been wanting for a while. He didn't know that I had been wanting this, because if you guys remember, I opened Schwartz Hololive cards on stream, and I got the regular Ina, but I really wanted the Hollow. So, yeah. So one of the random congoers who stopped by my table and talked to me about Hololive and just chatted up with me, and he asked me who my Oshi was, and I said my Kami Oshi was Ina. And so he was like, oh, hang on. And he just like pulls this out and he gives it to me, and I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, you have it. And I was like, yay! So I now have the Hollow Ina. I'm so excited. I'm so happy about that. It matches my my card case that I got that goes with it. So I now have the Hollow Ina. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna go and show you guys the two people I did the stamp rally with. Oh, fuck. Hang on one second. I have to... I set up and prepared, but I did not grab the one thing I needed to get and actually show you guys. One thing that's the most important. Hang on. Go get this. Little bag, I'm pretty sure. Here it is. Yes. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hey Aries, good morning. Okay, so I was a part of my very first stamp rally, which was awesome. Yes. And this was the prize pack we gave away. So Hannah did the pouch. And then Ace Fool, aka Kimchi, did this really cool pen of Chris. And then I did, you guys saw me working on this live on stream, but I did the Rouse keychain and lanyard. And so this was the prize that people got if they got stamps from us all at the stamp rally. And so we each got, I think we each got 2 of these. I gave one to my assistant, so she'll hopefully play Deltarune. So, let me show you Ace Fool's stuff first. This is Ace's socials. It's Instagram, acefool_. And they were awesome, aka Kimchi. My assistant actually got this one, like bought it for me. Because she kept seeing me posting like Silk Song and Hollow Knight memes and stuff. I should say, my assistant is my new local art friend, Jamie, aka NuggetStudio. We're hoping that she's gonna apply next year so we can table together. Yeah, exactly. But Ace Fool did this as their DreamHack exclusive sticker. So like me, they did the Deltarune sticker specifically. But we did some sticker trading. So I got a Mob Psycho sticker. And I got the cutest Tenna. So my boy. And then the cutest Rouse. Look at that one. And then a Spampton. Because of course, right? And then Besties. And then this this abomination. I love it so much. But Ace did such a good job on those. I love all of these. And then Ace was actually tabling with their friend, and I'm gonna get their name up. They said that they don't do a lot of social media stuff, but I still want to make sure to shout them out. Let me find them. I have it on here. So they go by the name of Grass, but they're on Twitter they're grassy_ass. So take that as you will. But I traded them for a snom for Mr. Husband, so he can have more of a snom collection. Because he's made the mistake of telling me the Pokemon he likes, so now I'm gonna get him stuff of the Pokemon he likes. You know, it's his own fault. He can only blame himself. So I got that snom for him. And then for Hannah, let me find Hannah's information. So Hannah goes by Hair and Hide Guild. Their Instagram is Hair and Hide Guild, all one word. And their Etsy is also the same. But Hannah is the one that put together the stamp rally. So yeah. So her DreamHack exclusive was this one. Super cute. But then of course I had to trade to get some Deltarune stickers. So we got the throuple. And then she also had a really cute SpongeBob and Patrick. So I got those. Yay. And then, so the next person I traded with, I'll show you guys these later, but I bought these, so I'm gonna do the trade first. So, this is, I'm gonna say their name wrong, Sabatendi. This was their DreamHack exclusive. Here's their card. There we go, you can see their thing there. And they're actually the same on Twitch here. So if you guys are interested, I don't know if you can do a shout out for me, Rin. If you could, it's just that same name and it should come up. But they're really sweet. They're right across from me. And they had a Hungyudon sticker. So I got a Hungyudon sticker, but then I also got one of their blind bags. And I really wanted Hachiware. Thank you, Rin. But I got Momonga, so that's okay. Momonga is second best in my heart. So, yeah. So I was really happy I got to do a little bit of gacha myself. Alright, so the next thing is, and I don't have the 4th sticker, because I got 4 stickers from this booth, but it was a snom, and I gave it to Mr. Husband already. So it has disappeared into his sticker pile. So these stickers are by a, I believe it's an artist couple? I don't know, all of their advertisements show both of them, and they were both at the con the whole time, but it's Wasabi_Darling on Instagram, or Wasabi Darling is their brand name, and Sinisty. And then Muse isn't here, so I can show you guys, but I got Muse a sticker that says "Banned Bigots, Not Books," because I thought that would be perfect for her. And then the Smoliv Martini! And then, of course, like I said, I got a Snom sticker for Mr. Husband, but he's already stolen it, so. Alright. And then the next person I got stuff from is an artist called Oni Cake, who is an artist I followed for a long time, but they traded me for their con exclusives, which was this sticker, but then the keychain is also a con exclusive, and so she traded me both, which was very sweet. But she also had a buy 3 get 4th one free and like a discontinued thing. So I got some fan art keychains. This one's for Mr. Husband, I just haven't given it to him yet. And then this was my free one, because it was a Kappa. He's so cute. I love these so much though. So I didn't go overboard on my keychains. I only got, what did I get? Including my freebie one, 5, 6, 7 keychains at the convention, so that's not bad. That's my new addiction, I think, is the his keychains. But, alright, so I will show you guys the con exclusives now. This one isn't a con exclusive, but this was a trade from a person across the way from me. And the print of this one had been staring at me the whole con, so I had to get this. So, heavy is the crown. But, for the VOD watchers on YouTube, or what's not gonna be VOD, I'm gonna post it on the art channel. I'm gonna make sure to link everybody that was actually tabling at the convention, and I'll try and go through and figure out who's who for the stickers and stuff, but yeah. So these are the DreamHack exclusives, and if they don't have their name on it, I'm gonna have to go find them. Yeah, I liked this one a lot. The Danganronpa. Found Hope. They actually had 2 stickers. So they had I Found Despair at DreamHack. And then they had the I Found Hope at DreamHack. So I was like, oh, I need the Hope one. And then this one. And then Gengar. And this one's so cute. This one actually has the artist's name on here. It's Jin Zen. And I think that's super cute. I love it, and it's also a little hollow. And then I liked this one. They actually had a choice of either a Pokemon or Digimon sticker, and because I already have a bunch of Pokemon stickers, I don't have a bunch of Digimon, I wanted this one. And this is also by Meow It's Mari. And all of their stuff is super, like, bright, colorful, boppy, like, kawaii style, and it's so cute. I love it. And then we got another DreamHack exclusive. She said that it was Severance related. I don't know Severance yet, so I don't know, but I still think it's a really cool design. And then here we go for this one. They tend to do Rowlets, because they did a Rowlet last year as well. And this is Sleepy Borb with 1 E. So, Sleepy Borb. And this was the person sitting next to me. Cute Mule. And this was an artist there. This wasn't their con exclusive. They didn't have a con exclusive, but they were just trading these with people, which I really liked. I was like, yeah. And then this was from the person across the way as well. The Heavy is the Crown one. So, I now have a Horse You Tried sticker. And then this one, you can actually get their name right there. But this is actually a little mini sticker sheet. It's so cute. I love this idea. So, yeah. There was a lot of people dressed up as horses. And then we got this one from Murray Puffs, which is Gigi and Biju doing trick-or-treating. So yeah. Unlike last year, I did not have any DreamHack stickers left, mind you, so I feel bad. I wasn't able to trade everybody that came through because I was giving them away with each purchase if people wanted them, so. But yeah, so that was my DreamHack haul and kind of my experience. Oh, I did get myself one, like, treat. I got myself one treat that was, like, not really something I needed, but it's a dice spinner, and all the different faces of the D6 are different dice faces, and it will spin itself, and so, most likely, it'll be me fidgeting with it more than it being an actual spinner. But I saw this the second day, and I told myself if I did well that I would get myself one, and they still had this colorway, which you guys can see it's like shifts between green and purple. The cube, yes. Is the cube. It's so satisfying. they let me play with a bunch of them before I picked out which one I wanted. And so I got one that, like, spins really well in all of the directions. So I can have fun with it. It'll be a nice fidgetier for me. Let's hope it doesn't contain ancient evils. I hope not. I sure hope not. But yeah. So this was like my one big purchase that I got. So because it's, let's see if you guys can hear it. Yeah, that was definitely caught on mic. So it's a heavy chunker. But this is my new desk toy. Because I was like at the table, I was fidgeting with it, and then like once I brought it upstairs last night and showed it to Mr. Husband, I was sitting in the chair fidgeting with it too, and he was like, "That's gonna be what you do with it mostly, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Probably. It's probably gonna be a new desk ornament that I just pick up and start playing with eventually." So, yay! So that was my big purchase at the con, was that nice dice cube for myself. So yeah, that was DreamHack. Oh, okay. So let's see here. So I told you guys the positives. I think there was a couple things I'd like to give feedback for, and I don't know how DreamHack goes about certain things. So please, if you're a DreamHack associate and you're watching this later on as I've posted it as a video, if you want to let me know or give feedback or even just message me and let me know certain things, I'd be down with that. But first off, like I said, I was right next to the Kick booth, and it's not a huge deal, that's why it's the first thing I'm talking about. I was right next to the Kick booth, and the last 2 hours of the convention, they held like a big music EDM party thing, and it was so loud. I could not hear people at my table, they could not hear me. The lights that were flashing from that booth were causing headaches in both myself, my table assistant, and I'm sure various other people going around the con. So, I'm pretty sure it cut two hours off of sales for the last 2 hours of the convention for me. So I could have probably done better if that didn't happen. Now, again, that being said, I did do way better than last year, so I'm not complaining in general, but it's just a feedback that if they're gonna do something like that, maybe have that area in a corner so it's not in the center of the floor. I don't know. So, again, they were fine the rest of the con. There was nobody that was rude from the staff over there. Everybody that was Kick staff was very nice. They were very polite. All of the other big vendor booths were very polite. I even got a commission from one of the guys from Clash of Clans. Super cool guys. And most of the staff people were really nice. DreamHack staff, amazing. Now, this is all leading up to the Red Bull staff of day 2 and 3 were rude and assholes to my assistant and myself. Okay? I've never had an issue when Monster was the sponsor and had a Monster booth. Even when Monster was playing music and stuff, they were still very nice. They were very considerate of con-goers. They never tried to limit their freebies being given away to con-goers. Okay? Yeah. But, like, we had issues getting a Red Bull, and, like, they had them in the fridge right in front of us, and, like, would be like, oh, those are for display only. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Like, what is this? And so, I don't like basic Red Bull or Diet Red Bull. I can't drink the Diet, it's disgusting. And I'd rather not drink regular Red Bull, I'd rather just drink fucking water at that point. But, like, they had 2 flavors there. And, like, it was pulling teeth to get them to give us one of the flavors. They would maybe give my assistant 1 can and be like, that's all you get, you can come back later for more. And then when she would go back later, they would tell her, you can't have any more. So, my gripe is with the Red Bull staff. Legitimately. And then, like, we come to find out they were doing a giveaway. They were giving away their new Red Bull flavor, and it was never an option whenever we went up there. It was only for gamers. Quote unquote gamers. So, like, if we're a vendor or another, you know, person there, fuck us, I guess. Yeah. And so, like, again, for DreamHack, I don't know how you guys get your sponsors or how you choose which one is which. And I don't know if maybe you had complaints last year because of the monster music or something. I beg you to bring back Monster. Okay? Like, I beg you. The staff at the Monster booth, every single year I've had to deal with the Monster booth, has been worlds better. But the Red Bull staff were jerks. Okay? Don't like them. It's making it so I don't want to drink Red Bulls, honestly. So, would you even have them in the fridge if they're for display? That's honestly, Nix, that's what I think too. Like, why? Why even have them there? Like, I would understand having, like, the Red Bull basics as display to just be like, ooh, you know, display, and then, like, grabbing whatever out of the back, what people want, but yeah. Yeah, and, like, again, legitimately, those are the only two complaints I have. We did have an incident on Sunday where, and I don't know if this is the case, DreamHack hasn't said if this is the case or not, but I am led to believe there was a bomb threat. We were barred from going in for a couple hours, or about an hour and a half before setup, because there was a incident, and there was a police canine and a bunch of police officers sweeping the building, and based on the trucks and the protocol that they were following, my assistant Jamie, aka NuggetStudio, believes that it was a bomb detection dog, and she's had experience with this because she used to work for mortuary stuff and other crime scene stuff she's had to deal with too, so yeah. That's what our educated guess is. And so my hypothesis is somebody lost a tournament or something and made like a rage bomb threat or something, so yeah. I assume that's what happened. I can't say for sure that that's what happened, but that's what we assume. So those are the only things that were really an issue this con, and everything else was great. As I say every time at DreamHack, the con goers are great. I literally only had one negative reaction, or like interaction, at the con, and it was just some guy being rude. And I don't know, it may have been that maybe he was, and I'm not trying to explain away his rudeness, but I'm trying to understand why maybe. And it may be that he was autistic and didn't know how to filter just a little bit, but he was part of the stamp rally. And for the stamp rally, you have to spend $10 at each booth. And he only wanted one thing from my booth, and he kept hemming and hawing with me over it, and just was like super rude because he said he didn't want anything else from my booth, so he doesn't know how he's gonna finish the stamp rally. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, you can get the sticker sheet and like a sticker, and that'll do it for you. That will, you know, like, and then you're only spending $12. And he's like, I don't want a sticker, I just want the sticker sheet. And I'm like, I'm not gonna stamp it for you then. Like, you have to do $10. Everybody else is doing $10. Like, but again, that was one person out of like thousands of people that came by my booth. So, but again, you know, the negative interactions kind of stick with you. But then again, I had this really positive one. So, yeah, exactly, Nick's like, that's what I thought too, but I was like, whatever. So he just ended up buying a sticker so he could get the stamp, and I was just like, okay, alright, dude. And like, I had other people come by, and they were like, I just want the sticker sheet, because they were trying to just get Deltarune stuff, and at that point I had sold out of my tennis stuff. And instead of being like, I don't want anything else, the two other people were like, hey, I only want Deltarune. Like, I see that you have Undertale, but I just want Deltarune because this is for my friend. Can I just pay you $10 instead of 8 for the sticker sheet? Is that okay? And I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. And, like, I get it. They're just trying to find Deltarune stuff because their friends wanted just Deltarune stuff. So, I feel really bad. Somebody came to my booth because somebody sent them there because they were trying to get the con exclusive sticker that was the Rouse one. So, yeah. But it was gone because I was giving them out. I was giving them out left and right because I was actually making sales. Yeah. But yeah, so that was DreamHack. DreamHack was good. And I do, like I said, I do believe that the con took our feedback from last year, so